Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast of Diving into GemPool. It's great to have you here, watching and listening. And today I'm with Conor Kealy. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. How are you
Good,
getting
good.
on?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm glad to have you on.
Of course.
As our newest member of GemPool. They're going the opposite direction from Mick, who is the oldest member of GemPool.
Okay.
It's nice to get the different perspective. So it's great to have you on. Obviously, it comes as no surprise, but today we're talking about, your career in recruitment so far and entering into a career recruitment. And, it's great to get these different perspectives, especially, with myself, being relatively new as well. So it'll be a fun time having a little chat.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking forward to it.
Mm,
Recruitment's a very interesting business,
mm.
and as you said, we had the most experience on previously
Yeah.
with Mick, so we get a fresh take, as they say,
Yeah,
fresh take.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And sometimes that's just better, you
Yeah.
know?
You know what? I didn't say it.
Yeah,
You said it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Look, Mick can talk to me, after the
I'm
podcast. It'll
sure you
be it'll
can.
be
Yeah.
fine. It'll be fine.
After it's edited and posted, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, edit that out. Edit that
Yeah, it's fine.
out.
Yeah.
But yeah, starting off, I always start off with one question, and that is, what's your analogy of recruitment in today's market?
Today's market, I feel like it's adapted quite a lot.
Mm,
I feel like there's a lot of sale. There's like a massive sales aspect to it.
yeah.
Also, being able to build you like a great rapport
Mm,
with your clients, with your candidates, plays a massive factor.
mm,
But also being like having a very sociable personality, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
Like if you're on a phone, you need to be able to chat to people.
Mm,
You need to be able to keep them engaged, and you also need to come across like genuine.
mm,
You're not just trying to hit your tires, but like, yeah, okay, so what do you like? You have to put a bit of
yeah.
enthusiasm behind your voice. It's almost like, when you're like, let's say content creation, if you're
Mm,
streaming on any platform, you kind of up your levels a bit, bring your
yeah, yeah.
tone up, and like keep your like viewers engaged. It's the
Mm,
same thing with candidates on the phone. So I feel those three aspects like tie into modern day recruitment.
yeah. I like that, that aspect of content
Oh
creation as
yeah,
well. Like we're doing that here right
we
now,
are. We're
But it's great to hear that because when I came into recruitment myself, I would have made a bit of an analogy to that as well,
hmm
with the ability to make content and how that reflects because if you're talking to somebody who wants a job and you're just so
in
boring
a monotone.
and you want to quit your job, look, that's disingenuous for the person that is trying their hardest to get a job, advance in their career,
hmm
and it comes across that you don't care. And I always find, even when I entered recruitment, that you want to care, and
Oh yeah,
because it's such a big deal to these people involved.
yeah.
So I definitely get where you're coming from with being enthusiastic and wanting to help these people. So that's great. And from that, you talk about content creation. What kind of got you in to recruitment from content creation, and some of the hobbies and even your college degree? What persuaded you to pursue a career in recruitment?
What's funny is if you'd went to me a year ago and said you're going to be working in recruitment, I'd have been like, "Are you mad?" Like it wasn't thing. I wasn't. I don't think that was planned. Like it was
Mm,
never like on the cards. Like I studied business and marketing for the past 5 years,
yeah.
and that was grand. I've always had a passion for content creation, especially when I was a young
Mm,
age. I had a massive like passion for content creation.
mm,
We're talking YouTube, we're talking Twitch, and then like in my own time, I started running a podcast recently,
mm,
and I felt like those two aspects kind of helped because if you're constantly, let's say if you're streaming on Twitch, yeah, and let's say you
mm.
don't have an audience, you kind of have to fill the void. Space, like,
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah.
wise, you kind of have to chat and just make it seem somewhat entertaining.
Mm,
So if somebody does draw on your content, they're engaged, they want to listen to you.
mm,
I feel like that definitely helps translate into when you're talking to candidates.
yeah.
Um, Aside from a content creation, like passion background,
Mm,
I was working on Fiverr,
okay.
freelancing on Fiverr. I
Very
did
nice.
podcast distribution.
Mm.
I was doing that for about 2 years. You get a lot of interesting clients on that, I'll tell you that. From
Connor's helping us with this coincidentally as well.
Hey,
So yeah.
who'd have saw that
Yeah. Yeah.
coming? But yeah, no. So I've been working with clients worldwide for the past 2 years. I'm still doing it on the side. It's handy enough.
Mm,
But yeah, I got an understanding of like meeting client demands, executing requests, executing basically anything that they need done on time
mm,
period and deadlines. And all of that kind of translates into kind of recruitment. There's like, you have to meet deadlines, you have to hit targets, you have to
Mm.
keep your clients happy, you have to keep your candidates happy. And then, yeah, no, I wrapped up my degree. I planned on doing a master's. I had
Nice.
applied, I was accepted, I was all done. And then all of a sudden, a few things popped through on LinkedIn. I threw my name down, no harm. I'm like, you know what? Seems like an interesting role. It might be suited for you. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
Mm.
Actually got a call initially from another recruitment company.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I wasn't even on my cards. It
Yeah,
wasn't on
yeah.
my cards at all.
There's
And
other recruitment companies.
there's, oh, how dare they be in our market? Toxic of them. But yeah, no, I got a
Friendly
call.
competition.
Oh
Friendly
yeah, it's
competition.
just a friendly bit of banter.
Yeah,
Where's their building again? But no, like, so I got a call from them, and they started talking about recruitment. I'm like, interesting. It never was on my mind before. And yeah, you know what? Then GemPool popped up.
Nice.
Got a call from Cami, and then I was like, you know what? Let's see where this goes.
Mm.
Met Mick, met Cami, got introduced to basically the GemPool culture, which
Mm.
like is massive here.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, no, I haven't looked back since, and
yeah.
I've been here like 4 months now.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Still fresh.
still
Still
fresh,
fresh.
yeah, fresh off the boat, as they
Yeah,
say,
yeah. But no, that's really interesting, you know, how life comes at you fast, you know. So I definitely get that aspect of
yeah,
it. And you know, you talked a lot about, you know, your experience in the past,
right.
compared to recruitment. How have you found the transition for yourself, going into recruitment in terms of the deadlines that you spoke about, you know, and the workload? You know, how has it been what you've expected, or has there been any particular moment where you're like, wow, this is serious now?
Yeah, you know
Mm.
what? Like coming into it, I had no idea.
Mm.
No idea. I was like, we're talking about the day before I started here. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what's your task going to be? And I'm like, I really have no idea. I'm
yeah,
presuming I'm putting person A into company B, and
yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to go from there. I didn't know much about it.
Mm.
I didn't have any expectation coming into the role. Um, but yeah, no, I felt that like, you know, obviously being heavily in the online market, the online,
Mm.
like, let's say, space recent years, you're kind of used to, let's say, being on a microphone,
Yeah.
chatting, streaming. You kind of get used to like chatting to people,
Mm.
and that definitely helped come into the recruitment aspect.
Mm.
And yeah, it's been wild. There's been busy times and there's been very quiet times,
Yeah.
as we all learn.
Mm.
My first month and a half was like, I was very happy with how things are going.
Yeah.
Like, we had one of our bigger clients just constantly like, more, yeah, grand, keep them coming, keep them
Yeah.
coming. And like, as a new guy in the door, recruiting tech people and coming from someone with a tech enthusiast background, it definitely helped,
Yeah.
because I can chat to these guys and I can
Yeah.
understand their lingo. I can, like, level with them, but it also allows you to easier evaluate their skill set, whether or not, we get a lot of bluffers out there. That's the truth, right? Regardless of what industry you're in, you get a lot of bluffers. And knowing, kind of having a tech enthusiast background, knowing the space, being able to tell if somebody's kind of, having yawn is
Yeah.
very, very handy, a very convenient skill to have. And that's definitely helped a lot. So I was able to keep getting people in, and they were doing well. They got in, got the role. Happy days, good start.
Yeah, and it's good to, have that other aspect of it as well. It's, helping people, and you can understand what's going on, and what they do.
Mm,
And it almost, helps with, that sense of achievement when
they
we
get in.
do help
Yeah,
these
no,
people.
definitely.
And I definitely like that. And, you talked about the difference between, one period versus the other.
Mm,
Obviously, Christmas coming up, and companies would, tend to slow down. And obviously we all have our struggles in recruitment,
hmm.
with drop offs and the likes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah.
stories for another day,
So
but yeah.
no, they're for today.
Oh, for
Well, maybe not the stories, but your resilience behind those stories. How have you found that? Coming in, that's probably one of the key things as a recruiter. I'm sure, you know, when you've interviewed for the job, that's been a key aspect of
mm,
you getting it, is
yeah.
your resilience. Can you talk me through how have you found that, and what helps you keep coming back?
That's an interesting question.
Mm.
Resilience was definitely stressed in the early, especially in the interview stages, and of
Yeah.
course it has to be. You're dealing with people, and you don't know what's going to happen with people. Anything can
Yeah.
pop up, right? It's only with IT, you kind of know what's to happen. It's not as, let's say, volatile, but people, they
Mm.
can drop off like flies.
Yeah.
Drop off like flies.
Mm.
And I guess coming from a competitive back, so prior to this as a hobby, I used to compete competitively at events, in esports events.
Oh
And
wow.
you have to like when you're playing at the high level, and let's say an event doesn't go your way, you have a poor performance, you
Mm.
can't let it stay on your mind. You
For
have to get
which
over it.
game?
I played Tekken 7, but
Tekken.
hey,
There we go.
um,
You'll get some fans for that,
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, I got to compete all around Europe essentially playing at these
Yeah.
events. And, sometimes you have off days, same in any sport, you have off
Yeah.
days and they happen. I've had them myself.
Yeah.
And you know what? You just have to forget about it.
Mm.
You just have to forget about it and you move on to the next performance. And coming doing that for about 2 years straight and having the pressure of having to perform, and let's say you don't get the performance, you just, as I said, you have to move on. Same kind of correlates when you come into recruitment. Things follow through. Like if it's out of your hands, to be honest, it gets to a point where you just have to laugh, and just see the funny side of it. Be like, you know what? It was out of my control. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
Mm.
We move on.
Yeah.
We have a laugh about it. We get on to the next step.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows a lot of maturity as well, understanding not to beat yourself up too much about it,
Hmm.
and obviously we all have to be very critical of ourselves
Oh yeah.
in terms of what we do to be better. And that's good as well. But yeah, it's definitely such a shock when you come in as well. And you've seen the recruiters for years who've been doing it, and they've just become numb to it.
Yeah. You have to be.
But yeah, exactly. And we may have been cut off there. If there is any technical difficulties, I'm sure the audience will pick up on it. But yeah, we were talking about the resilience
Hmm.
you have, and it's something so key for people in recruitment. And you look at people who have been in recruitment for years, and they have a serious amount of resilience. I'm from Mayo, so plus I'm a GA fan, so
You have to have a
there
bit of
there's a
resilience
bit of
there.
resilience there
Yeah.
anyways. But yeah, for recruiters, especially for the years gone by, you do have to have that as well. But it does become worth it, when you do help people out. Obviously, I'm harping on about it, but it is generally one of the key things of being a recruitment consultant, and one of the best things about it. So yeah, that's something. And obviously, from for you who's started off in recruitment, what advice would you have for people starting off in recruitment, or why they should think about having a career in recruitment?
There's a lot of opportunities for recruitment for anybody that's getting into the like recruitment side of things. Um, One thing I do really like is the fact that you're kind of your own. Let's say you run your own desk. You're like you have your own little business at your own little desk. It's up to you. You get what you get out of recruitment, what you put into it.
Yeah.
You put in a shift, and I mean a proper shift, you'll be rewarded for it.
Mm.
Whereas if you can just, if you get by, yeah, you'll get a few things done, a few things over the line, but it won't get you far. And I think
Mm.
that's where like your attitude plays like takes a big place in it. Is that if you have a strong, let's say, determination to work, perform, to build your books up. Everyone
Mm.
likes a nice book, at the end of the day. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah, pay the
exactly.
bills. Um, so yeah, one thing I would say is that like if people are looking to get into it, like into the space, it's like if you like that having that independence
Mm.
and you have that like self drive to like move and push yourself,
Mm.
and you don't need to have someone over like pretty much over your back telling you what to do,
Yeah.
then I think recruitment's a fantastic thing. And if you come from like a social background, if you're used to chatting to people, let's say through microphones or through what it is on the phone, if you're like, and we work in that space, retail kind of translate kind of well because
Yeah.
you're kind of dealing with a lot of customers all the
Mm.
time. Then you know what, I'm more than say give it a shot. You know?
Okay, nice, nice, and that's great advice. I think for me personally, the advice is take it in different steps. You don't need to look too far down the line. You
Hmm.
you have to take days as they come, as well as weeks as they come, and as well as months and quarters. But they're all very different in the way you lay them out,
Right.
and I think that's key for people not to get tunnel vision when they enter recruitment, because it can be very daunting. You're expected to make a certain amount of money for the company,
Hmm.
expected to make a number of placements, but when you make those placements, there's an amazing feeling. The adrenaline is, you know, you wouldn't think it like playing rugby, that's adrenaline filling, doing karate full of adrenaline. But it's weird. There's a different type of
Like a different vibe to it. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
but it's still a good feeling, which, from for a lot of jobs, they have their different ways of getting that fill, and I don't think I expected that until I, got myself into recruitment, and that first placement hit, and
yeah.
you feel nice about it, and it's nice to help people. So again, how many times can I say it's nice to help people in
We're
one
all about
of
helping people at GemPool.
but
Feel free
no.
to get in touch.
But no, genuinely it is really nice. So that would be my advice. And the final question I would have
Oh yeah.
is, where can our pool of gems connect with you? You see why
Pool of
you
gems.
see what I did there.
Wow,
You
you're
see
like
what
a
I did
play
there.
on
I'm making
words.
it. I'm making it a thing.
This
I'm making it a
guy,
thing. Yeah,
genius,
yeah.
genius. LinkedIn. You can touch base with me on LinkedIn. Conor Kealy, kind of the same name,
Yeah.
sadly. But yeah, no, you can catch me on Instagram. You can catch me on LinkedIn. They're the main two platforms
Mm.
if I'm on. I'm not too active on socials, I'll be honest. But like, if you want to touch base when it comes to a job opportunity, stuff like that, then Conor Kealy on LinkedIn, and yeah, GemPool. You'll probably see me somewhere under there as well.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Well, look, Connor, thanks again for coming on,
Listen, the pleasure's
and
mine.
appreciate you coming on. And for those who don't know, Connor is also helping me with the production of this podcast. So for future podcasts as well, you'll get to experience more of diving into Gempool. But for now, have a great rest of your time whenever you're watching this, and enjoy.
Thanks for listening to us, and have a great day. See you later.